Who doesn't love a classic all back? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe at the end of this video. Today my client requested the classic all back braid style, and this hairstyle can be worn just about anywhere. But for her it would be her everyday going to work routine and schedule. And this is my process on how I get my all back braids done, so you can follow along. I usually like to begin with a few rotations of her natural hair before I begin adding braiding hair. And the reason I do this is so that the front of the hair is not bulky, or you don't have that huge bulk or unnatural addition of hair to the front of the hairline. As I braid down the hair, I am then going to add hair throughout the braid, which is more or less in proportion with each section that I have. So I don't want to add too much of a big bulk of hair and the plait looks unnatural, uneven and unrealistic. For all backs, I usually braid all the way down to the end of the braid because I don't like to go back to the beginning of the braid to finish braiding just a little end piece. The only time I do that method is when I'm doing box braids or knotless, those sorts of braids that consist of way more than 10 braids. I would braid like 3/4 of the way down and then come back at the end to finish off those end pieces. Another thing that I don't do is go in and stitch every row that I would technically make a braid rotation, so it does not have that stitch finish. So this isn't stitch braids, this is simply all back braids, because of the mere fact that I am not going in each row and stitching that part that you all would usually see. Now that we have finished her braids, I am just doing her edges here, and I did not actually leave out too much edges so that she doesn't have that trouble on her mornings. It is going to be something very simple that she has to do. I think for people who get their braids done, this is one of the most satisfying parts of the braiding process. So what this technically does is that we are just lying down any flyaway hairs that would have stuck up in the middle of the process, and we are also dipping her braids. This is to manipulate the synthetic hair to look much more flowing and neat, and it doesn't look hard. And because I did have some mousse hair remaining, I like to go in and blow dry them, and also I like to blow dry the ends of the braid that we would have dipped in water so that she doesn't leave with her hair dripping wet. My client usually experiences dry scalp, so what I like to do is I like to go in with my peppermint oil at the end of the braiding session and just moisturize that scalp a bit, and at home she will continue this routine. And this was the finished look, and if you all stuck around all the way to the end, thank you. And if you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.